Columbia University School of Public Health right here in New York City, published in the journal Pediatrics. When? 1 hour and 9 minutes ago. The headline, prenatal exposure to pesticides may harm kids' development. Well, I'm not exposed to pesticides. I don't live out in the country. I haven't lived in an apartment in Brooklyn. Listen to this. Children whose mothers have higher levels of exposure to a substance found in commonly used pesticides were more likely to get lower scores on a mental development test at 3 years of age than children whose mothers were exposed to lower levels or not at all. So pregnant mom's exposure to pesticides during pregnancy is going to impact her child's IQ just as much as what she's feeding the kid during her first 3 years. It continues. They followed 348 mothers from low-income housing in New York City. This is not the fields of Oklahoma. They followed 348 mothers in low-income areas of New York City whose prenatal exposure to insecticides found in commonly used products around the home was tracked. The study authors measured the mother's prenatal exposure by taking air samples from the apartment or blood samples. Listen to this. Kids who were in the highest quartile range of exposure, because their moms were exposed, were 3 times as likely to be in the delayed category as far as mental activity compared to kids with lower exposure. Insecticides, it says, have not been evaluated for long-term effects on your body after low-level exposure, yet they accumulate in your body and keep leaching out. They said this should convince every parent and want-to-be parent to avoid these pesticides. So, don't use bug spray in your house. There are a lot of other things you can do to prevent bugs from being there, and common sense measures. Cleaning your house and keeping cracks and crevices in the house repaired and all of that stuff. Using trash cans with a lid and a liner to contain your garbage. Storing your food properly rather than using these sprays. So 2 major articles, both telling you the same thing. As you can impact the behavior and the IQ and the life of your child by, number 1, avoiding feeding them garbage, and number 2, avoid the exposure to common pesticides in the home, especially while you're pregnant.